This is the Morning Beagle, and yes, you've joined us right on time for a second discussion today. Unfortunately, in the last few days, we've heard a lot of ethnic violence. In different parts of the country, there are tensions, very unpleasant news stemming from sentiments, and these also have fueled even more negatively the insecurity state of Nigeria. And to discuss that with us today is Mr. White, helping us to handpick the situation and perhaps prefer one or two solutions to it. Hello and welcome to the Morning Beagle.
Welcome, good morning.
All right, let's get right into it now.
So, Mr. White, the federal government is currently concerned about the various ethnic tensions that have been surging in different pockets, especially in the southwest. We have the herdsmen clashing with many communities in the southwest. As we know, all over the newspapers today, we have many northern governors meeting with Governor Makinde in order to sit down and have a parley. This is the first time that I think all governors are actually coming together to speak to each other. We've seen where there have been conversations in the Governors Forum. We've seen when Southwestern governors have gone to the presidency. But this is the first time that the Northern governors and a Southwest governor are sitting down to have a one-on-one. How do you think this is a step in the right way, or is there something that you feel might be better served for this type of conversation?
Well, security situation in the country obviously is deteriorating, and you don't need any research to know that things are not really going right security-wise in the country. But it's not proper to treat an issue without treating the cause of the issue. Now, quickly, let's go back. Before talking about the herders farmers clash, let's go back to look at Nigeria as a whole. You see, in Nigeria as a state, there's this social contract theory that people submit to the government in order that the government should protect their rights and property. That is why their lives and property. That's why government make rules and regulation and we obey, because as we obey, he will protect our rights, our lives and property. Now, in a case where there's a contract, okay, submit your rights, obey me, I'll protect you. Now, if the people obey and the government cannot protect them, the right to life is a must. They now take the law into their own hand to defend themselves, because you are no longer, I'm not saying the government is not doing anything, but they are not doing enough. Now, that is as a state. Now, let's look at it from historical perspective. You see, everything in Nigeria, we have our Nigerian version of it. So that if you talk about democracy, we have Nigerian version of democracy. If you talk about corruption, we have Nigerian version of corruption. If you talk about COVID-19, we have Nigerian version of COVID-19. Security, we have Nigerian version of security. Now, if you come back to look at the security challenges we have had in the country, it goes along with ethnic groups. Now, our version of security in Nigeria have political undertone. You hear people start religious crisis, but if you go underneath, it's religious or ethnic. Now, when Obasanjo was the president, the problem we had that time was the Niger Delta militant. Mm-hmm. Now, when it shifts towards the north, the problem we start having is the OPC. Now that it goes back to Goodluck Jonathan, what we start having is Boko Haram. So that if power is up, insecurity will start down. If power is down, insecurity will start up. So that apart from the physical challenges in the security, ethnic nationality play a role. I mean, I'm saying political elites, take advantage of the security situation to make the government unstable for the government in power. Are you getting this connection now?
Yes.
Okay, now, where the government might be doing something, but where they are not doing enough, like I look at it, is the Fulani herders issue is a very sensitive one. and it will have been easy to tackle, given the fact that the president of the country and commander-in-chief is a Fulani man. And Nigeria is a marriage of different ethnic groups that don't have anything in common. Sometimes when they say unity in diversity, I look at it as contradictory. How can you say you are in diversity and we are united? To an Igbo man or to an Igbo person, anybody that is not an Igbo man is an Onyausa. That is on the common understanding. That if you come to tell an Igbo person that if you are from Kogi, they don't understand if there's anything, any other tribe apart from Hausa. Same thing, the Yoruba person doesn't understand, but we are fused together. In so doing, it is I'm saying that the Hausa, the Yoruba, and the Igbo don't have anything in common. What binds us together is the Nigerian state. Therefore, it is the duty of the Nigerian state to interpret our different way of life for each other. No. This thing this man is doing is not against you. That is as is. Like, for instance, it is normal for an Igbo man to drink beer. It's abnormal for an Hausa man if somebody drinks beer. But we are Nigerians. Your culture cannot interfere with mine. So now, what we used to have as insecurity in Nigeria before used to be regional, like I told you. But this is the first time Nigeria is having a general security challenge. How? If you go to the north, there's Fulani herders clash. If you go to the east, the west, and everywhere, is everybody against the Fulani.
Mr. White, as a political scientist, do you think that perhaps our education system have a role to play? Because when I hear you talk about the lack of knowledge of each other, don't you think maybe, just maybe, in tackling the issue from the grass, from the roots, our educational system might have contributed to this?
That is going to be another point I'll get at. But let me tackle it from there. Let me answer that briefly before going back here. You see, the moment Nigeria scrap out history from our curriculum, that's when we start having problem. When we study history, I remember then we learned about the Kanem Borno Empire, the Fulani Jihad, the Nanao Lumo of Ishekiri. We learn about each other's culture, way of life and things. So when that is scrapped out, we are alien. I want to read about the other people. Most of the time are from a different perspective. Just like a hunter telling the story of the lion. It will be a different thing the day the lion will write the story. So that going back to the root, it's not about the civic education and what. They should intensify more. The family have a role to play, but on the education system, they should intensify more on returning the study of history to our curriculum. And the religious studies, Christian religion knowledge, Islamic religion, should return the teaching of the two religions so that people will have moral value for human life. All right. I think it's one angle they should look at from there.
Okay. Still on this, unfortunately, most of the conversations that we have heard from both sides stem from a place of sentiments. And whether we like it or not, we're actually very different people. And as you rightly mentioned, we have been brought in to remain as one. So, does the idea of going apart appeal to you as someone who have studied how we have thrived for the last 60 years as a country? And still entwined in that particular question is, what do you think about how representation and inclusivity is being tackled, is being taken care of as far as our government is concerned? Because these are the major issues that people who want to go away bring forth, that they do not feel represented.
You see, if not for the Nigerian version of federalism, if not, federalism was supposed to unite all of us together. We function from our individual different angle as one. But now, how do you interpret where a region that produces oil live in urgent poverty? You understand? Then how do you interpret where the mineral resources in one region is for the country and in another region it is for that state? So that I am saying the Nigerian version of federalism is not it's a factor militating against our unity. But going apart at this level, I don't think it's the right idea. Because the foundation of the country, Nigeria as a country itself, is faulty, if you permit me to say that. You see, if you go to other nations of the world, they have founders on those countries. When you talk about people like Makinde being the founder of India and like that. But Nigeria, what we have is ethnic. Our foundation is built on ethnicity. You say Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, He's the founding father of the Hausa group, Obafemi Awolowo of the Yoruba group, Nnamdi Azikiwe of the Igbo extraction. We don't have that sense of unity. We are told that we are different people, but fused together. That is why I'm faulting the government. It is the government that should do all it can to make sure we are united. Now, what are the people talking about? Why is everybody fighting the Fulani people now? Fulani are not new in Nigeria. They are part of Nigerian history from the beginning. We have lived peacefully together. But why recently? What is causing all this problem? Why are they fighting now? It is very wrong for anybody to kill the herder's animal, because that is their source of living, that is their business. But it's equally very wrong for the herders to invade the farmers' farm to destroy their crops. So all we need is enforcement of law and order. And like I was saying earlier, it is very difficult for an ordinary person to differentiate between an Hausa man and a Fulani man. It's not every Fulani that is a criminal, but the criminal element among them are a bit covered by the overall umbrella of the Fulani people. What is wrong? Okay, like for instance, I don't want to mention a particular ethnic group, but there are a group of Nigerians at the time past. If you mention them, the first thing they know, if you say Italy and you say prostitution, people's mind go there easily. Then the people of the community sit down and say, this is not a good name for us. Let us begin to check it within the family levels and change the orientation. And of course, today is no longer like that. There was another, once a criminal commits an offense, treat that criminal as the criminal he is.
Stereotypes.
But when a criminal commits an offense and you cover him, they will generalize. Just like if I go out to do anything wrong and I run into this office, if you don't push me out, whatever thing that comes in here will affect all of us.
Yes. What can we do then to change stereotyping in Nigeria?
That is with the federal government, who we have submitted our right and who has vowed to protect us.
So, because if I'm understanding what you're saying, which is one of the points, that you're to submit yourself to the government
so that they'll protect
they'll protect you. But it's also that you also submit to the federal government when you have done something wrong. So one of the things that we're seeing going on now is that the Fulani herdsmen are coming under the umbrella of the northern governors. And some of the northern governors have said, look, since we're having issues with grazers...
Different from what it should be. The Fulani are special citizens in Nigeria as it is now.
Okay.
What do you say when I have more than 3-4 instances in the place I come from? Fulani will invade your farm. You run to the police who should protect you. They'll tell you they are incapacitated. They can't do anything. You go there to meet them on the farm, they'll kill you. What will you do? They'll destroy your farm. You return to touch where it will pain them to. But if you go to report to the police and they go to arrest the person, you have that confidence that, okay, the law will protect your rights. So what we are saying is the Mietiala is the umbrella body of the Fulani group. Let them begin, because even among the Fulani, they are different.
Yes.
There are foreign, Fulani is the only tribe in the world that is that border. If not a Fulani man to tell you that this is a Cameroon Fulani, a Fulani is a Fulani to all of us.
Yes.
But the Fulani Mietiala knows this is a Cameroon Fulani, this is a Niger Fulani, this is a Sudan, they know it. So let them point it out. Look, this thing you are generalizing that it is Fulani people, it's not Fulani people. It is these people. Government arrest them. By the time we see government going to arresting the criminals, because take account of every 10 people that are kidnapped, they will testify that 8 out of the kidnappers are Fulani-speaking people. You understand? So
but those that are kidnapped themselves cannot identify if those are Nigerian Fulanis or Cameroonian.
So it's not up to the Mietiala to point out the criminal element among them. Then we will now begin to say, okay, those people are joining the other Nigerians in fighting this crime.
Okay.
But if you say, if you touch a Fulani man, we are coming for you, and they are making such comment openly and nobody is saying anything.
It's not a constructive way to go about fishing out the criminal elements.
Before this time, in the past, go back about 10 years back, you don't see cattle roaming about on the street.
Yes.
I was held hostage by cattle along this way. Almost 40 minutes they were crossing the road in the Federal Capital Territory. It doesn't used to be like that. By the time you talk to those people, they feel this is our land, this is our government. It is the government, no, don't use my name to commit these atrocities. It is giving us bad image. That's why I say the president of the country, who owe all of us the responsibility of protection of life and he's a Fulani man. Those are his people. He understands them. I'm sure he's fighting corruption, he's fighting crime, but let him tell his people, who were all his people, but his tribesmen, that this thing you are doing in the name of Fulani is giving Fulani bad image. It will get to a level, if nothing is done on time, anybody that sees Fulani anywhere will see them as enemy, and that shouldn't be. And that is because the government is not doing enough of what they should do. That is my take on the Fulani headers issue.
Okay, so still on that, there are very blurred lines between who headsmen are and who the bandits committing crimes are. And unfortunately, as you have rightly said, the way that the Fulani tribe is structured across African continent, if you do not really know, you would not know who belongs to where, and so even further, the lines continue to get even more blurred. Now, a few days ago, I think last week, very popular Imam, Gumi, was saying, trying to create a platform for dialogue, conversation, peace talk. But also, the images we saw from that peace talk, you would see a lot of people with arms. You would see some of them wearing cameos. Basically, people are liking their dress code to that of terrorists. Now, it further makes the whole conversation about dialogue even dicey, because now people are thinking, why are we dialoguing with criminals? And on the other hand, people are saying it is okay for us to have dialogue and find a way around it. What's your take? First, as a political scientist, and secondly, as a Nigerian.
Because those are our bandits. Do you understand? Our bandits. They are our criminals. We know where they are. That's why we have gone there to invite them for negotiation. Do you get this issue?
I would want you to go deeper.
Now, if I ask you now, go and invite Kanu Wanko, you need to get his address and go to see him. That Gumi goes to see those bandits, it means he has the address, he knows where they are. You understand this? The same way he has gone there to do this negotiation is the same way security operatives will have gotten enough information to nab this in the mud before now. Why are you granting criminals amnesty? Then there shouldn't be any armed robbers. Anybody in our prisons.
Yes.
Grant them amnesty all. Yes, but because these ones are our criminals, our bandits, we know where they are, we should grant them amnesty. That's selective justice, and that's what I am saying. By the time you grant amnesty to this one, those one in the south will raise their arms again. Everybody will raise them and they will all want you to grant them amnesty. What I expected them to have done earlier is intelligent gathering by the security. Nigeria have a very smart set of security personnel. Talk about the SSS, the police, the army, all the security agencies in Nigeria are up to date with intelligence. Do intelligence gathering, go there, pick them. That will serve, because the essence of punishment is to deter others from doing the same. So by the time you raid their net, maybe you raid those in Kano, those in Kaduna or Nanoke, there's a raiding. They'll either leave or lay low. But okay, his amnesty is lucrative. I don't see it as the best. Granting them amnesty is not the best.
All right. So what would be your suggestion then? I guess because again, dialogue was the preferred solutions that it would appear people are sticking to.
Sorry, my sister, whoever gives up security for peace will achieve neither. If you give out peace, I want to negotiate so that I have peace, you will never have it. Because the nature of criminality is not a one-man company that if you produce and they are buying, you keep producing. Once the criminal in zone A see that it's becoming lucrative for them in zone A, those in zone B will. It will even get to a point, those people will grant amnesty, other set that will rise, they will not have control over them. So amnesty is what I would want to encourage, that, or I want to advise that the government should do, is to enforce the rule of law so that there will be peace and order. Let people see that the government is doing something towards security. All it takes is the people's confidence in the government. I've seen an instance in America where a man and his wife were doing rough play. It was a play, but a rough play in their room, and the neighbor saw them through the window and he called the police. I don't understand what is happening between Mr. A and Mrs. A. Something is not, and the police came in. But Nigerians won't do that. But by the time you call the police that this is what I see, they'll call you to write statement, and they will ask you to explain how you know. Let me give you an instance. I saw a drunkard one day lying. I thought he was dead, and I ran to the police in my village. That I saw somebody lying on the floor there, and I think something is wrong with him. They said, okay, where? I told them, they said, okay, I have to write. What do you want me to write? After what I see, what do you want me to write? They made me write a statement. They held me there that I have to take them there. But I was lucky he was alive. If he was dead, they will have asked me to explain what killed him. Tomorrow you want me to report to the police that I saw something, a crime? So that what I'm saying is that government should do something, they should do it on time, and let the people see that they are doing it. That will further restore the confidence of people in the government. Then they can now cooperate with the government in tackling security problem. It's not, the government alone cannot do everything. It requires effort of the people in information gathering, in other collaboration. But by the time they say, even if they inform, you are not going to do anything, nobody says anything. So let government enforce more of law and order, security, then there will be law and order, then there will be peace.
One of the things that you've rightly flagged is, of course, the process of our security agencies. This is not the first time that we'll be hearing that in order to get something done with the police, it's an onerous and a tasking process. So it also sounds like not only should the federal government obviously bear down more on law and enforcement, but possibly there needs to be a reorientation of even these security agencies, especially at the lower levels of police.
I don't want to talk about the police in this issue, because I think the arrangement and the operation of the Nigerian police, like I said, it's very natural. If you press somebody down, they will push back. You are sitting on the table to negotiate with bandits, and we are using force and arm on peaceful protesters. You understand this? That is the Nigerian police. Police is that person that will tell you openly, I will shoot you and nothing will happen. So that people, the Nigerians are no longer confident in the security system. And for us to be confident, they let them do the right thing. Let us see us doing them. Let them see us. Let us see them doing the right thing. Then we will have confidence in them. Every Nigerian, as it is today, is tired, because the system, where we have a systematic error, it's the problem is in our system. So that as an individual, I have my own fault. You have your fault. But collectively, once we have, functional organization, functional institutions, things will go back the right way they should be.
All right, definitely means that we all need to reorient ourselves right from the family levels. I remember you pointing that out. And I also think it's very important for us to state here that, while herders would be commonly Fulani men as Fulani men, we have a lot of Fulani men who are businessmen, who are educated, who are doing well. And we also have herders who are doing just well in the different communities that they're residing. So it's important also that while we're stressing on the need to know stereotype, that we always differentiate this, and somewhere in the back of our mind remember that the Nigerian Fulani man who we used to know, we still have him somewhere in there.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have issues that need to be resolved, and some member of this particular ethnic group are
doing a disservice to the good ones.
Exactly. It's absolutely important to put it out there, because now more than ever, we must continue to not blur the lines. It's important that we call a spade, and we criminalize who should be criminalized, and not a body, and not a tribe, and not people from a particular culture, just to put it out there. We will very much thank Mr. White for joining us today, because this has been quite enlightening, and we hope that all the right people are listening to all the right things that you have said today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. And we hope to see a better Nigeria where we can go to sleep with our 2 eyes closed, where we can hit our chest and say, I am a Nigerian.
Yes.
And even having rounded up, I want to add this.
Yes, please.
Some of those things we need to do. We should start seeing ourselves, we should talk more about nationality than where we come from. I go to field form. You see the right tribe, religion, state of origin. No, what we should talk about is Nigeria nationality. Quota system is another problem. You say, okay, we sit in the same class in Enugu as O-level students, write the same WAEC after being taught by the same teacher. They will go to write JAM together. Then when it is time for admission, they say, okay, if you have 30, they will admit you on quota system in BUK, and I should have 70 before they admit me in the same BUK.
So the standards are different from different people.
So we should go back to our foundation and correct some of those minor things. It is what is giving us, until we reinstall the sense of nationality, then that will kill ethnic, the idea of state origin, tribe, religion should be secondary. Nigeria.
Well, that was such a powerful way to round up. Yes, I'm so happy you brought that in. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go on a short break. When we come back, the Morning Bagel continues.